Gentleman from Fairfax, Mr. Rust.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speak to House Bill 1301.
Gentleman has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, first and foremost, let me thank the conferees and particularly the chairman on doing what I think is a really, really good job on this report. They were transparent. They were very available to all of us. They had a number of meetings that we all participated in. They listened to our concerns, and I think to many ways they did address them. So kudos to the chairman and the conferees. The chairman has outlined to you what I think are a lot of good things, and let me just quickly run down the list. It's structurally balanced. We minimize the debt. We increase funding to K-12 in the higher education area, an area particularly important to me. STEM, science, technology, engineering, math has been increased. Funds for human resources, VRS improvements, all of us were involved in that. Employees are recognized with additional funds. Cost to compete, which is very important in Northern Virginia, and of course no new taxes. So again, I thank all of the folks who worked on that in bringing this to us. I do have one area of concern that I want to have you think about over the next couple of weeks and perhaps think about by when we come back in January, and that's rail to Dulles. That is not a new subject that most of you have heard about in one form or another. We don't today, and I understand that, but we have the opportunity, and the governor has the opportunity with his amendments and with what we potentially could do next January to have a very positive impact on this critical project. It is not a crisis at this moment, and I understand that. We're probably 1 year away from construction on this. So we have a lot of time to think about the importance of this project. We have the time to get it right. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the additional $300 million that has been bandied around the press. And just for history, Delegate Plum and I did put an amendment in for the House budget for that exact amount of money. It was not successful. I understand that. The other body put the same amount in. It was not successful. I understand that. It's not in the conference report. I understand that. But we have time, ladies and gentlemen. We have time to get this right. There are two major projects in this Commonwealth right now that are under consideration. Some action was taken on one of them yesterday, I understand. Both of them have controversial parts of them, and that's tolls. Both of them are good projects. Let me make that very clear. We need them both. But let me give you some food for thought to think about the next couple of weeks, particularly the administration and this body. The Midtown Tunnel has a total cost of $2.1 billion. Rail to Dulles has $5.8 billion. State financing for the Midtown Tunnel was increased by $100 million yesterday, as I understand it, for a total of $400 million. The only funding exists at this day for Rail to Dulles is $275 million, with a promise, which I believe will happen, of another $150 million. Been a lot of concern about tolls, and we saw some legislation in the session about tolls for the Midtown Tunnel. Let me put that in perspective. The Midtown Tunnel during peak is $1.84. Non-peak is $1.59. The tolls today on the Dulles Toll Road are $2.25, and they have been for some period of time. There's a 3.5% escalation in the tolls for the Midtown Tunnel, or the CPI. The tolls for the Dulles Toll Road in 2 years will be $4.50, a 100% increase. Now that's after Fairfax County and Loudoun County have agreed to take the garages out. So that cost is now shared by Fairfax and Loudoun, and not the project. Let me talk a little bit, and I know my friends from other parts of the state are sick of hearing this, but let's talk about the contributions that NOVA makes. NOVA is PDC 8, Loudoun, Prince William, Fairfax, everybody inside. 44.8%, almost 45% of the total income tax paid in the Commonwealth of Virginia comes from Northern Virginia. 34% of the total sales tax comes from Northern Virginia. 25% of the gas tax comes from Northern Virginia. We're doing our fair share. We're helping everybody, practically speaking, in this Commonwealth, particularly in education. So what am I asking? Asking nothing today, but I am asking the administration, and I am asking you to think about what NOVA does for the rest of the state and how you can help us. And you can help us by supporting additional revenue for the Dulles Rail project of $300 million. This is, in my opinion, a fairness issue. More important than that, it's an economic development issue. The Dulles Corridor is critical to the economic development of Northern Virginia. We call it Northern Virginia's Main Street. Transportation. We have the dubious honor in Northern Virginia of being #1 in the nation in congestion. The Texas Transportation Institute says Northern Virginia's rush hour, AM, noon, PM, 7 hours. 7 hours. Richmond is 4. Hampton Roads is 4. Richmond is about 2.5. This will help. When Dulles Rail is completed, there will be 59,000 persons riding that rail every day. So, Secretary LaHood, when he got involved in the project 6 months ago, plus or minus, called it a project of national importance. The governing magazine, which probably all of you get, guess what picture was on the cover this time? Dulles Rail. They called it the #1 project in the country. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, NOVA is doing more than its fair share in helping everybody else in the Commonwealth. I ask you to give this serious consideration over the next couple of weeks when we come back, and even longer term when we come back in January. This is a project that is critical to Northern Virginia, but I would argue it is even more critical to the Commonwealth of Virginia. We are, I know you're tired of hearing it, we are the economic engine of this Commonwealth, and this is important for the economic health of Northern Virginia. It's not an issue for today, but it is an issue for the future. I ask you to think about it seriously, and Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the time.